everybody. It's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Mask. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps us grow. Give us a like if you like what we're doing here. And somewhere down there, there's a thanks button. You can donate to the channel. It goes right to the website or any giveaways that'll be happening in the future. So thank you for that. And you can also join the channel for a monthly contribution. You've helped keep us going, and you get a producer credit at the end of the episodes. And if you want to look your best, you can always go to our Redbubble store and pick up a shirt like this. They're always there, and you can usually find a good coupon code, so keep an eye out for those. In today's episode, I've been wanting to do this for a little while. I didn't have a particular vehicle in mind when I was going to do this. I've covered Vor-Tech a little while ago in a full episode. If you want to go back and check that out, I recommend it. It's pretty informative, actually, and it is the spiritual successor to M.A.S.K and has a lot of similarities, but the quality of it is a lot poorer than you would expect from a Kenner product. But the difference is that these were like 1996 versus 1985. And, well, profits. You're going to cut corners to make profits wherever you can. So I was able to obtain a Vor-Tech vehicle. It's not complete by any means. I'll post a complete picture of it, somewhere in this video, just to give you reference. But what I wanted to do was look at a Vor-Tech vehicle and a M.A.S.K vehicle side by side. And there were there's so many of them that you could have looked at and say, oh, that's that compares to this, and so on. And just so happens the one that I was able to pick up is called the Rattler. And I don't have all the information on it, but it's a 4x4 Jeep, and it's missing the windshield and a little canopy here, but you can kind of get the idea of what this is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be, kind of a reference to Gator, and I'll show you some of the elements of that in a couple minutes here. But some of these Vor-Tech vehicles, like this one's not complete at all. This was $20, and I've been waiting for one of these to pop up, even though I wasn't really pinpointing it, but this one here kind of gave you the best view of how Kenner kind of rehashed some of their old ideas from M.A.S.K, but also showing too that really, if people think that they had the mold still, they probably would have utilized them in some way. Kenner was very notorious at doing that. They did it in almost every line. There was some sort of rehash of a figure, a part, a vehicle. If you go back and look, it happens a lot. I would say not as much in M.A.S.K. Some elements came from M.A.S.K and gargoyles. Other than that, it's pretty widespread. It's purple. I don't remember the guy's name, but he probably has one. It's not important here. The important thing is what I want to show you is the transformation of what it does. And circling back, Vor-Tech pricing, there's not a lot of them out there. So what you're going to end up finding is it's going to be varied because nobody really knows how to put a price on these things. This one in the package is like $190. I've seen loose ones go from 100 without, the figure, and missing even more than this, like missing wheels, and it's a mess really with the pricing. So you kind of have to either really have an in on the Vor-Tech market, or just have to pick your battle on when you want to purchase something. Again, price is what you think it's going to be worth to you, and that's what you're going to pay. It's because something costs $80,000 doesn't mean you're going to pay $80,000 for it. You move on and you try to find something different. So let's get down to the light box here and take a look at these two vehicles a little bit, more side by side, and show you the transformation. It's pretty cool, and you'll definitely see the match. I guarantee it.
We've got him in sight. Hold on, Mask will be right back.
Now, as we take a look at these two side by side, I want to point out the fact that the wheels are nowhere near the quality you would get on a Mask toy. They're hard plastic opposed to the rubber tires that we would get. You can see that there's no chrome here. It's just a piece of painted plastic again. You got the chrome wheels on Gator. Much better quality, much better craftsmanship. This is also 1985 versus 1996, so take it for what it's worth. It's missing the kind of like the windshield here, and there's a canopy that I'm missing. It's it's not a big deal for this. I just kind of wanted to show you more or less how it works and how it compares. There'll be a photo somewhere that shows you the whole thing in the video in a couple of different spots, but for right now, let's see how Dusty fits here, and let's see how Damian Rourke fits in Gator. There we go. Fits pretty well. The figures aren't that hard to find for Vor-Tech. The vehicles are where you really run into issues. Try to find the bombs. You won't find those at all, or any of the other gear that they have. And just for a reminder, this is how Gator works. It has this peg here on this side, and there will be another one on the other side. And what this will do is it'll fire Gator out, just as you saw there. Very simple, very easy to use. Very practical. One of the better transformations, I think, and one of the most cartoon accurate. Now, let's bring the Rattler in here. And right away, you'll notice that there's no way to really like push it forward. There's no peg. There's no, like the same thing you would see on Gator. So what you do here, you just kind of lift it up, and then it shoots out. There you go. Now, I don't know which mechanism I like better. They're both pretty effective, and the fact that both still work, I'm pretty impressed with. So the Rattler, when it shoots out, it looks more like a Gator than something that a snake would look like, to be honest. But here are the two boats side by side. You can see the parallels, even though it's not the exact same thing. There's a lot here to really take in and to absorb as one and the same. You go here. So it looks like a piece of alligator. That's just my opinion now. And this is Damian sitting in that. And then here is Dusty. They are ready for either a race, depending on what season it is. And yeah, there they are. I don't know. It's not something that is like a crime against humanity, but it's definitely something to really see in in tandem here and know that they were directly inspired by M.A.S.K.
Now watch what Mask does.
So that's the Rattler compared to Gator. I really do like the way that these compare, even though there's no clear point A to point Z for these two lines, but you can tell it's there. And while we never really got anything new from M.A.S.K, aside from the G.I. Joe figures that came out, officially, this might have been it. Didn't last very long. And they were underwhelming because it wasn't anything really original. Most of it was rehashed from M.A.S.K. Now, that's a good thing if you didn't know what M.A.S.K was and you were just getting into the line. But if you already had it, then why are you going to get it again? Now, before you say anything about that, I know that I have multiples of things back here. And a lot of people do that these days when they're collecting. My Batman shelf down here, turn that light on for you so I can get it. There you go. If you can see it, there's different variations of Batman. It's not the same Batman 15 times. Same thing with the Supermans over here. There's different variations of the Superman figures, different variations of Darkseid, and there's a Doomsday figure there. When I was younger, why would I want to have two Wildcats or two Gators? One to throw at my brother, sure, but nothing, I wouldn't want one that was completely different. Now I wouldn't mind collecting these, but I'm not going to dive into that rabbit hole. I really just wanted to show you this, and I probably end up trading it away because I don't want to collect it. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to go in that rabbit hole because I don't have the space. If you collect Vor-Tech and you're interested in this, reach out to me if it's something you really want to, obtain for your collection. But as I come across pieces that I feel are, good to look at and good to compare, I'll try to pick them up, do a video on it to show you the differences and the, the likenesses, and then, move on. So I hope this was informative for you. And if you have more questions about Vor-Tech, you can always ask. And if you want to check my other video out where I kind of go over the entire line and the history of it, there's a video link down in the description there. I do recommend it, not just because I'm great to look at, but it's a good little piece of history to learn about. So that being said, thanks for watching. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help keep M.A.S.K alive. And this is Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and I'll talk to you later.